Welcome to Art Attack, the show that proves you don't need to be an expert to be a great artist. Bring your favorite art supplies and mix colors with imagination, because today you will explore creations like these.
Let's recap.
An airplane with lots of personality. A giant and mysterious design. A very rough technique to draw with crayons. Original silhouettes to organize your library. And words of wisdom from none other, eco-artist Vincent Van Coconut. Every exciting story needs a really bad villain. And if the villain flies like an airplane, even better. Watch this lion airplane. If you wind its propeller this way, look, and then let it go, and swoosh, it turns at great speed. Would you like to make your own flying villain? We'll begin with the body of the plane. Use a cardboard tube from a roll of paper towels like this one, and very carefully make two cuts, one here and another one here. And this one should be a bit longer. These cuts are made to sharpen the nose and the tail of the airplane. See? Just fold across and stick it with tape. There. And do the same for the other end. Just fold it and stick it. And look, now you have the body of the plane. But you also have to make a third cut here, which is for the tail. And finally, to finish the body of the plane, make the pilot's cabin with the shape of an oval. And then have that cut out. Now let's see what comes next.
Okay,
To make the nose and the propeller, you will need a ping pong ball. Draw a line that divides it in two halves and make a point. Cut it in half and make a hole in the point. It will look like this. To make the propeller, reuse a plastic container like this one, or a similar one. Draw the shape of a propeller and cut it out. Then, make a cut in the middle of the propeller. That way you will have an opening. Now you have the nose and the propeller. To put these pieces together, cut a rubber band and run it through the hole in the ping pong ball, and then through the opening in the propeller, like this. Put the piece in front of the cabin. Now take the rubber band, stretch it, and stick it with tape to the airplane's body, like this. There. The propeller now spins. In order for it to work, it is very important that the nose has a round shape, because the propeller must have as little contact as possible with the surface so it's able to turn. It is also important that the curved side of the propeller faces outward, like this. Let's continue with the wings.
Okay, let's go.
To make the wings, use a strong piece of cardboard. You have to make both wings the same. Once you have drawn them, cut them out. Now attach them to either side of the airplane using tape. Make sure that both are at the same height. To make the tail of the airplane, cut out two pieces like these. Take the smaller one and cut a slit on each side. Take the other one and cut a slit in the middle. The slits are made to fit the pieces together with the plane. Now stick them with tape to keep them from coming apart. Very good! This plane is ready for takeoff. We already have the structure of the airplane, and it looks great. See how easy it is? The next step is to strengthen the structure so that it won't fall apart. After that, we'll design its wheels so that it's able to land. Take a look. Cover the airplane with pieces of newspaper and Art Attack paste, made with equal amounts of glue and water. Don't cover the nose so that the propeller can spin freely.
Uh-oh!
To make the wheels, trace the outline of a little plastic bottle cap on a piece of cardboard. Then, draw a triangle and a square, like this. Make two exactly the same. Cut them out and fold them like this. Next, attach the wheels under the wings. One here and the other here. Now take a strip of thin cardboard and attach it between the wheels. That way, you will prevent the wheels from collapsing when the airplane is resting on them. It looks good, right? Now it can rest on its wheels. It's time to give your airplane a villainous character. In order to do that, we're going to need a lot of color. Bring your pencils, markers, and paintbrushes, and let's begin. First, we will draw the face. Give it a pair of fearsome, narrow eyes. And don't forget to draw the details of the face. On its wheels, draw a circle. Now it's time to paint. And since it's a lion, we're going to paint the whole body brown. The snout will be black. Paint the mouth light brown and make a detail on the nose. Make the eyes green and radiant, surrounded by a touch of yellow. And finally, give it a purple scarf. This is a fiercely awesome plane. Look, the wheels have been painted and the figure have been outlined with marker to give it a nice finish. Now that you know how to engineer an airplane, you can become the chief pilot of your own flying design and create other characters, such as this sea witch with tentacles. For this villainous airplane, you see a double set of wings. This is called a biplane. Just place one piece of cardboard on top of the other and fasten them with tape. Now, come with me. Whoa! Look at this pirate plane.
Whoa!
It's an airplane with a hook on its wing. And with so many propellers, I'm sure it must reach unimaginable speeds.
That's
Now,
a big one.
come fly with me. And if you prefer helicopters, what do you think of this alternative? Wow, this cruel-looking lady is scary. Using a plastic bottle like this one and large strips of cardboard to create the propellers, this villainous is ready for takeoff. Now it's your turn to design all kinds of aircraft and turn them into awesome villains.
Where are you going?
Hello, it's Vincent Van Coconut here, Architect's Eco-Artist Aviator. Remember how to put together your airplane? Let's take a look at the Coconut TV. To make the airplane's body, you'll need a cardboard tube. Sharpen one of its ends like this. Then, cut an oval out to make the cabin. To make the nose, cut a ping pong ball in half and make a little hole. Make the propeller with a plastic container and attach it to the ping pong ball. The rubber band is key to make it spin non-stop. Then attach the wings and the tail to the airplane's body. Strengthen the airplane using newspaper and Architect paste. Add the wheels. Lastly, draw as many details as you want and then color the whole piece. If I were a villain, I would fly this coconut airplane over the islands. I would cause mischief and the sea creatures would hear my evil laugh. Ha 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 ha! But I don't want to be a villain. I'd rather keep on being Vincent Van Coconut, the most lovable coconut tree on the island. Actually, the only coconut tree.
The other day, Alex went fishing. He was all nice and relaxed, sitting in the sun, when something unexpected happened. That gave him an idea for one of his giant pieces. Try to guess at home what he created and what he used these small fish nets for.
Ah! That's really nuts. Big heart attack. And use it from sandpaper. Yeah.
Oh no! That fisherman has no clue what's looming behind him. Were you able to figure out what he did with the small nets? Let's see. There's one. He places it. Aha! So he used one to create the face and another to create the hand of the fisherman. Alex, you may have lost your fishing rod, but at least you caught an amazing idea. Sometimes you may find that your crayons get a bit blunt and you want to sharpen them. You can use a piece of soft sandpaper to do this. A while back when I was doing this, I discovered at the end of sharpening my crayons that the soft sandpaper is actually really good to use for drawing. Want to try? Just find a spare piece of sandpaper and check this out. Since this soft piece of sandpaper is black, we'll draw a snowy winter night. Using a white crayon, draw a few houses like this one. And don't forget to add some trees to the neighborhood. Paint the rooftops white to give the impression that they are covered in snow. Did you notice that even though we are painting it white, you can still see the black background? That's because sandpaper is not smooth like cardboard. See how lovely the neighborhood looks? Now draw a round moon and a lot of snow on either side of the trail. We can also use other colors. We can use blue to color the sky, like this. Notice how the black background gives this snowy neighborhood a special atmosphere? Finally, use a lighter blue crayon to highlight the moonlight in the sky. The snow looks more realistic because
Whoa!
the surface of sandpaper is not smooth. This effect is produced because the grains of the sandpaper prevents the crayon from covering the whole surface. Now we're going to add more colors to a beautiful snowy night landscape. Let's color the little houses. Use dark brown to color some of the walls, as well as highlight the edge of the lake. You can use a lighter shade to make it look like brick. With the help of your crayons, the light of this incredible full moon that you drew can shine down on the whole neighborhood. Of course, that's because you can create light and shadow effects by combining different shades of colors. You get light by using lighter shades and shadows by using darker shades. Let's not forget the trees. Color them dark green and light green to add some light. See how great it looks? Incredible, isn't it? This exact same drawing on a piece of black cardboard will look very different. The sandpaper gives it a special texture. Can you picture other landscapes to draw on this surface? Have a look at the way the walls of this castle stand out on white sandpaper. And what about these ancient pyramids standing tall in the desert light? These are drawn on a thicker grain maroon sandpaper. That's why they look like they're made of sand. Give it a try. Get a hold of soft sandpaper and create your favorite designs.
You have to admit that even though sandpaper is rough, it's a great idea to draw on its uneven surface. See how great I look? Now you know, there are countless ways of making art as well as clever materials for landscapes. Time to create.
Okay.
Fairy tales, art, history. Why can't I find my superhero comic books? What if the characters in your book could jump out to let you know where they are? Well, they could, with your help. You can make your favorite superhero silhouette so that he can show you where he is. At the same time, you can better organize your library. Take a look.
Let's take a look.
To make the superhero, draw his silhouette on a piece of cardboard. First, draw his profile, like this. Then make his cape, fluttering in the wind, and complete his body with an arm extended forward. Good! Now cut the drawing out. Using a white brush, we'll paint our super bookmark. Use a single color, like black. Paint the whole thing. Once the paint dries, paint the other side. Very nice. Bad people beware, 'cause here I come to save the day. Our superhero silhouette is finished. You just have to place it between one book and another to indicate where your comic books begin. Now that you know how to make this silhouette, I'll show you others. And there are enough stories in your library to keep you drawing forever. Why don't we make a rocket ship, a giraffe, and a car? Now watch closely.
Let's watch that.
Make a spaceship on a piece of cardboard. We will draw a giant rocket. Remember that you can come up with your own spaceship design. We'll draw a window here, and let's not forget about the details to make it look real nice. Cut the figure out and it will look like this. To make the giraffe, begin with the head. You can copy a picture of one from a book. Let's not forget about his long neck. Then, finish the rest of the body like this. Cut it out. Good! Now we'll make our car. It should be big and rectangular to make it look impressive. Add details to the wheels. When you are done drawing, cut the figure out. Once you have cut the silhouettes out, paint them black, or choose a different color for each one. Now that we have the 3 finished silhouettes, let's put them in their place. This is where my books on space are, and stories that take place on other planets in the universe. And here I'll put the giraffe, because these are my books on wild animals. And here are my books on cars. And look over there. Those are some books on sports. And here is my Art Attack collection.
Ah!
Now it's your turn to create silhouettes to organize your library and to see how the characters of your stories come to life. Try it yourself and we'll have more character creations
Then
and tell
tomorrow
wonderful
again for
stories
another
through your pieces of art in the next
Art
Art Attack.
Bye.